This is the ultimate specimen of manhood on this earth. And I don't know how you can mistake me for anybody else, because nobody's 320 looks like me. And I was thinking the perfect thing to do before a workout is to get on your hands and knees in the men's room and lick the floor. My immunity to anything, insults, injuries, pain, aging, all the negativity that society throws at you, I throw it right back. And she actually put it in my penis. You know, handle first. Like these cookie cutters, singing all the lyrics to these cookie cutter songs. I did get my ass kicked once or twice. My father used to kick my ass on a regular basis. It spurred me on to be the great man that I am today. I have the best midsection in the world. I'm the Tom Platz of abs. That's my best party part. Stupid moron. I got layers and layers of freaky muscle there. Why are you grabbing me? Stop. Stop it. What are you handcuffing me for?
Check you out.
Come on. That's too tight.
Size and strength have always fascinated mankind. From a few generations ago, when children would read the bodybuilding ads in the back of comic books, to modern times, and our interest in bodybuilders and strong men. It's understandable. Seeing another human being do something once thought impossible can be awe-inspiring. Superhuman men have been works of fact, as well as fiction, for all of human history. From tales of the Irish giant Phil McCool, to the American folk heroes Paul Bunyan and Big John Henry. Most of these myths, in part, can all be traced back to the ancient Greek demigod, Heracles, or to give him his more popular Roman name, Hercules, the last son of Zeus. Hercules was protector and champion of the weak and helpless, but even so, he lived a very troubled life. The goddess Hera hated Hercules for being born due to his father's adultery, so laid a temporary curse of insanity on him, causing him to kill his own wife and children. In order to atone for his crimes, Hercules was tested with serving King Eurystheus for 10 years. That is where he began his famous 12 labors. In certain myths, Hercules did these amazing things to impress his father and finally be accepted back into his father's home. And as I learned all about this hero, my algorithm made connections again, and I realized I had seen this before. A big strong man, who's had struggles, and has fought for the acceptance, love, and respect from his father. Big Lenny's life can be catalogued into 12 labors just like Hercules. Will Lenny get through each trial, each labor, and come out the other side a better person, attracting his father's approval, and achieving the forgiveness he thinks he needs? Let us find out, as we explore the 12 labors of Big Lenny. Labor 1. Hercules slays the Nemean lion. Lenny fights his porn addiction. The Nemean lion was a savage beast. Its fur was as strong as solid gold, and mortal weapons could not harm it. Hercules found this out by firing an arrow, and seeing it bounce off the lion's thigh, as though nothing happened. He had to change tactics, hiding until the lion finally went back to its cave. Hercules then blocked off the exits, and entered the lion's domain. He then surprised the magnificent beast, and by using his immense strength, strangled it to death, using one of its own claws to skin its hide. From then on, wore it with pride, and as a form of impenetrable armor. Lenny's lion is, and was, his porn addiction. Lenny's porn addiction became so bad at one point, he had to get rid of his cell phone, remove any access to the internet, even getting rid of his car, all just to limit his access to his addiction. He put himself into a cave, metaphorically of course. Porn addiction is like any other addiction. The only difference is it being a fairly modern problem, and it's become a problem for more and more people, in part because it is so easily accessible now. Terry Crews recently came out admitting he was addicted to porn. And perhaps even you will know someone who has suffered from it, or is suffering right now. There will be plenty of people affected by it. We just don't know about them all because it's an embarrassing subject to discuss, as all addictions can be embarrassing to admit to.
My name is Robert, I'm 23, and I'm addicted to eating plastic bags.
But not for Big Lenny. Lenny is as open and as honest as anyone you will ever meet. He has no problem discussing anything sensitive.
It's actually my favorite one. Chocolate peanut butter?
Yeah, I like chocolate and peanut butter out of their ass, if you get my drift, too.
Yeah.
So, just like Hercules, Lenny blocked off the exits, no phone, no computer, and battled with his lion. It must have been a tough fight, but he strangled it and removed its power. And when he emerged, he wore it just like impenetrable armor. He kept all his sick knowledge of all things carnal.
Some dried on urine.
And did you just get like a funnel right here and just drink the piss?
Yeah, I told her to take a shit on there, but she was embarrassed.
But its hold had weakened somewhat. Yes, sometimes it will come back, and he has to have a phone his mother has control of, just so it does not become the huge golden lion once again. Labor 2. Hercules slays the Lernaean Hydra. Lenny fights the cookie cutters. The Lernaean Hydra was a foul creature. Its breath and blood were a poison, and even its stink was deadly. It had many heads. And when Hercules battled the beast, he discovered that for every head he chopped off, 2 more would take its place. Luckily for Hercules, he had help from his nephew, Lolos, and together, they used sword and fire to fuse the neck wound to prevent more heads from growing. And so Hercules defeated the Hydra. Lenny's Hydra is what he describes as cookie cutters. Stereotypical gym guys, tans, bald heads, beards, show-offs, wanting to be the same as everyone else. He probably thinks they stink like Hydra too.
Where are you gonna put your Christmas tree at?
My what?
Your Christmas tree. You get a Christmas tree?
A cookie cutter tree? And how do you become a freak? Not being a cookie cutter, step 1. And I had a car back then, like a cookie cutter. 99% of the people are cookie cutters, so filthy cookie cutter scumbags out there. The rest of you cookie cutters. You know what you get in life from being a PG-13? You're a cookie cutter. How's that? They're forgotten.
So, Lenny spent a lot of time trying to get rid of the cookie cutters. But every time he managed to show one the door, 2 more would take their place. Even with the help of his surrogate nephew, Jason Genova, wasn't enough. They were too powerful, and they were too many. So, instead of using sword and fire like Hercules did, Lenny had a better idea to defeat the cookie cutters. His idea was to become one, or at least take on the image of a cookie cutter. Tan, beard, bald, show off. But Lenny was not giving in. Oh no. Far from it. Lenny was performing psychological warfare. He would be infiltrating them psychologically, destroying them from the inside, fusing the neck stumps, and thus preventing any more growths of cookie cutters. Labor 3. Hercules must capture the Lernaean hind. Lenny tries to capture a beautiful doe. Hercules was tasked with the capture of the deer, not the killing of it. It was too fast for him though, dodging between the trees, seemingly uncatchable. Angry and frustrated, he drew his bow and shot an arrow into its leg. The goddess Athena, always there to help Hercules, guided his arrow, making sure it hit its mark, badly injuring the hind, but luckily, not taking its life, taking it alive, but wounded. Lenny's Athena, his goddess, is an actress named Christina Broccolini. He is not just a fan of her, he is obsessed with her. He worships her, making video after video about Christina.
That's right.
You have Christina Broccolini as your
for
ultimate inspiration in life. The only day I celebrate is next March 9th. is Christina Broccolini Day, which also happens to be her birthday.
Oh my god.
It's the second anniversary of Christina Broccolini Day, the holiday that I invented, because I'm not a cookie cutter. This is for Christina Broccolini.
Oh my god.
Today is my new holiday. The birthday of Christina Broccolini,
Oh,
June
Jesus.
8th. You know why I'm not afraid to die? Very simple. When I'm dead, I'll be waiting for Christina. What can I say? She's an angel and an inspiration.
He even sings about her.
Thank you, sir. I want to wish you a happy birthday. Is the mic on? Thank you, sir. I want to wish everyone a happy birthday. I'd like to dedicate this song to Christina Broccolini, my angel.
Never heard of her.
When I said that I love you, I meant that I love you forever.
You're choking, Lenny. Don't choke.
I don't want to sleep. I just want to keep on loving you. This is for you, Christina. Thank you.
At first, I thought Christina was the hind because he has chased her for years through the woods of despair. His real hind is the she-males he wants to make love to, for want of a better word.
This is where all the banging trannies fucking happen?
No, and actually, I only had one tranny ever come in this house in 10 years.
Really?
Honest to God, yeah, one.
And is also a big fan of the African American ladies. And when he sees a black woman he likes, that's it. He is locked in on her, has them in his sights, ready to release the bow, and have his arrow of lust hit them right in the thigh.
Actually, my first erection was watching Lieutenant Uhuru on Star Trek, the black chick, with the pantyhose and the miniskirt.
He loves being dominated by women sexually, being degraded, treated like he's worthless.
I'm gonna go in the parking lot and jump up and down on them with the heels if I'm not on the ground.
Lenny likes pain.
No!
Lenny,
do not do that.
No. It just stopped me.
He loves all sorts of women, of course, but Christina is still his one and only. She gives him strength when he needs it, and is a comfort when he's feeling downtrodden. So unlike Hercules who injures his prey to capture it, Lenny sings songs and sends messages to try and capture his, and sometimes likes to be pooped on. But so far, he has not got his hind.
I'd like an international line, please. I'd like to call Montreal, Canada. Christina Broccolini. Christina, it's Big Lenny. Click.
Labor 4. Hercules captures the Erymanthian boar. Lenny captures Dale. Sort of. Hercules' fourth labor was to capture the Erymanthian boar. The boar was incredibly strong, and Hercules had to use his intelligence to capture it. Since he could not kill it, he chased it, leading it where the snow was thick. The boar was defeated by sheer fatigue. Lenny's boar he must capture is a man named Dale. And if you've ever watched a video of Big Lenny, you will definitely have heard him mention this name once or twice.
Dale, this right here signifies my eye watching you. Little pieces of steak in there, Dale. Look at that pump, Dale. Fucking fat little freak. That's the key, break down the fibers. It's literally that simple. Even for you, Dale. 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 Don't ever stand next to me unless you're willing to suck my balls. What do you think about that, Dale? What do you think about that, Dale? What do you think about that, Dale? What do you think about that, Dale, you fat pale whale? What do you think of that, Dale? No, who's Dale? Dale! Dale! Whoa! Get a picture. What do you think about that, Dale? Dale's a cookie cutter.
Dale is his rival, a fellow bodybuilder who Lenny must defeat at all costs. In Lenny's mind, nothing will stop him from defeating Dale. And in Lenny's mind, it's like good versus evil. However, when Dale and Lenny finally met, They actually got along. Dale even came bearing gifts as a peace offering.
A Hillary Clinton blow-up doll?
The horny Hillary. Hey, you can wear your Trump shirt while you're banging it.
That's a good idea.
That's a great fucking idea.
No cigars.
Yeah, no Cuban.
She can't wait to share her oval orifice with you.
So even though the meeting of the two men didn't live up to the hype, it was still enjoyable to watch these two who have thought of one another as the enemy, get along and be friends. Or so it would seem. Despite getting along, Lenny still mentions Dale's name in almost every video he does, and constantly mocks him. Especially about always coming in third at every bodybuilding contest Dale does. However, now it seems like it's in a light-hearted way. But make no mistake, Lenny still wants to be the better bodybuilder of the two.
Dale, I'm coming for you. But you know you won't be in my weight class. Eat, Dale, eat.
So, whereas Hercules tired the boar out to defeat it, Lenny used something else to defeat Dale. He used his personality. No one can resist Lenny and his charm. Not even the great Dale Chance. What do you think about that, Dale?
Hey Dale, come get your pink gun, man. Dale Chance, come get it.
What do you think about that, Dale?
Labor 5. Hercules cleans the Augean stables. Lenny gets the maids in. Hercules was tasked with cleaning the Aegean stables, which was home to heavenly immortal livestock. This was not a labor of bravery or heroism, but of humiliation, for you see, the huge stables had not been cleaned in over 30 years. Hercules completed his task by rerouting the rivers Alpheus and Peneus through the stables and taking all the filth away. Lenny was also humiliated by his next labor. The Del Rey misfits had discovered Lenny's cave was much like the Aegean stables, full of shit.
Ta-da!
My fucking God.
No lying. You can see what it is. I really don't care at this point. Flank steak at the bottom.
There's gonna be a fucking decapitated tranny head in one of those drawers.
Are these all your snuff films?
Blue Mountain State. Guess what?
There's the fucking porn card.
Christina Broccolini's.
Shit, Brad, I hate
I don't know how
you.
that dirt gets on it.
I hate you, Brad.
Oh God, for the men. Your shorts are rubbing against
Fuck
that.
you!
Where's your
If you had enough guts to lift up that lid.
Where do you brush your teeth? Where's your
I
sink?
brush my teeth every day. See, I got the, look. I should brush.
Instead of Lenny redirecting to rivers to wash away the filth, he redirected his responsibility and let the misfits call in a professional cleaning company to come over and sort it all out. However, the woman who showed up to clean it took one look, then took off.
All they sent was this Brazilian chick who's very nice, but she just took one look and she said, no way.
I'm on the phone with another cleaning service that might be able to get out here today. That woman.
There she goes, she's driving away.
Never fucking see her again.
No, bye-bye.
So another cleaning team were called in, and they agreed to clean Lenny's pit. Not much can embarrass Lenny. He will of course admit to just about anything.
Balls, ass, and dick sucked.
But having strangers seeing how he lived was too much for him, so he hid behind his fence from the cleaning crew.
Come in here, you fat chicken shit.
It's like a cowering dog.
Look at this fucking.
Like a dog that just tore up to kill. Lenny, what are you doing?
Why are you hiding behind the fucking fence?
Living in such filth couldn't have been good for Lenny, but thankfully now it was clean. No more grime on the walls, no more shit on the floor. Finally, a fresh start. Or so it seemed, because it wasn't long before it returned back to its disgusting state. Despite being so embarrassed about how he lived before, he couldn't stop himself going back to his old ways.
Leonard, what is that? That on the floor? What is that?
What, that purple thing or that?
The goo! That's on the primordial ooze that's on the floor here!
I don't know.
It's okay, Lenny. I'm sure even the Augean stables got dirty again.
Same place I piss in. So you don't have to piss on the floor, you piss in the shower.
Labor 6. Hercules slays the Stymphalian birds. Lenny's comics are destroyed. Hercules was tasked with killing a murdering flock of birds, so he journeyed to the swampland where they lived, and using arrows laced with the poison from the Hydra, he shot most of them dead. Some escaped, but it was still a win for our hero Hercules. When Lenny was younger, he would hunt down rare comic books. His favorite was Spider-Man. One day at a yard sale he found a rare Spider-Man, and was so pleased with his find. Sometime later, Lenny got home to find that his comic collection had been torn up and spread all over his bed. Shocked and upset, Lenny asked his father what had happened. Lenny's dad said he had done it because he thought Lenny had too many distractions, and he needed to dedicate his time to school and football practice.
My father said, you ain't having that shit in my house. Gave me a basketball, a football, and some weights downstairs. And some Road Warrior action figures.
His father worked him extremely hard.
An NFL football when you're 8 years old, firing it at me at close range. You know, if I didn't catch it, hit me in the fucking head, he didn't care. Same with the baseball. I had the Little League glove, he'd take a fucking baseball about 15 feet away, throw it at me on, you know, pretty damn hard. If I didn't catch it, hit me right in the arm, right in the leg. You know, I cried a few times. My hand was all red, but you know what? I was a pretty damn good right-handed first baseman.
Some may consider his father to have been a little harsh on him, but in Lenny's mind, everything his father did was to make Lenny a better man.
My father did not allow me to ever drink soda, and obviously coffee, any kind of tea, growing up. And look, and he religiously made sure he brushed my teeth until a certain age. And I remember him sitting down, taking the toothbrush, and really scrubbing me. I did get my ass kicked once or twice. My father used to kick my ass on a regular basis. It spurred me on to be the great man that I am today.
So Lenny had to let his passion go. His hobby was made to fly away, like the birds from Hercules. Not with poisoned arrows, but with venomous words. Labor 7. Hercules captures the Cretan bull. Lenny is the bull. Hercules' 7th labor was to capture the Cretan bull. The huge bull was wreaking havoc in Crete, and was also the father of the man-eating monstrosity, the Minotaur. On arrival on Crete, King Midas himself offered Hercules assistance in the capture of the beast. Hercules refused. Worried this help would make his labor null and void, Hercules tracked down the bull, wrapping his hand around its huge neck. Hercules strangled the beast, making it pass out, stopping just before it was suffocated to death. Lenny, much like Hercules, refused help for the longest time for his problem. But rather than the problem being a bull, his problem was merely the size of a bull. His huge bulging gut.
Lenny, you're a fat as fuck.
Thank you. But I'd have to reiterate, where's the fat? Where is it? Somebody show me where the fat is. I'd like to know.
Lenny's gut is a giant monstrosity and badly needs taming. But whenever someone would offer to try and help him, try to get to the bottom of it, Lenny simply refused. Instead, claiming that there was no problem.
Hey, I'm the Tom Platz of abs. Why in the hell would I want to shrink my abs? That's my claim to fame. I'm #1 on Palumboism, and it should start be called Lennyism. I have the most muscular core in the world, and if you have core strength like me, that's what you want.
However, everyone around him could see his huge stomach was doing him no favors at all.
It's just...
Now I gotta listen to this fucking thing because you're too fat to fucking put on a seatbelt.
Little help, Brad.
Are you gonna need a seatbelt extension?
Want me to get that for you?
No one is 100% sure why his stomach is so large. But the general consensus is, it's because of the excessive number of steroids he takes.
Couple grams of TAS, maybe a gram of DECA, close to that of equipoise, maybe 100 milligrams of Dianabol, 30 units of insulin.
And it's not just his stomach which is causing Lenny problems.
Still come in here with prosthetics and do more weight than you do.
And I am sad to say, he has even ended up in the hospital multiple times due to his poor choices. He has suffered from heart problems and breathing problems for a while now. And always trying to be bigger and bigger is taking their toll. Unlike Hercules though, Lenny would eventually take help from those around him and try to get to the bottom of what is causing his bull-like stomach. Hopefully for him and us, Lenny accepting help did not come too late.
348 ripped!
Well, we finally found out what's inside Lenny's stomach. It's one of the target balls.
Laborate. Hercules captures the mares of Diomedes. Lenny loses his job. Hercules traveled to Thrace to try and capture the giant mares of Diomedes. Hercules did just this, but when he left his friend, Abderus, alone with the horses killed him, and Hercules, to his horror, found that his friend had been eaten by the wild animals. So, how does Hercules accidentally releasing man-eating horses have anything to do with Lenny losing his job? Well, Lenny worked as a cook for 28 years in a hospital. But Lenny unknowingly unleashed a porn tape into the world, where he's having sex with a she-male. So, like Hercules who unleashed a mare who eats men, Lenny unleashed a nightmare, where he was eating out a man. The video had been kicking around online for some time, but then a troll sent the video to Lenny's bosses at the hospital.
Actually, what happened was, what they call, I guess, an internet troll, a troublemaker, sent a clip of my porn, which was separate on Pornhub, to a female administrator at the hospital.
Man.
I got called into work, into my department, which was a different company. The administration they're outsourced, saying that somebody called and said they don't want me taking care of a family member who's a patient because of this video.
The video is still out there online if you're interested. I think it may have given me a virus. In the video, it looks like Lenny is at some club, and he is there with a she-male. Lenny of course insists on calling said she-male Christina, and thus, his job was ended. I'm not sure why Lenny having a sex tape would cause his career to stop. It did nothing but wonders for Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian.
Everyone loves a good comeback story, right? Seabiscuit, the Mighty Ducks.
Yes.
Kim Kardashian?
Well,
In the video, she gets cum on her back, I think.
But it didn't sound like he enjoyed working there anyway.
And you know what?
For the last 10 years.
You know, I got to work with a bunch of subhumans too in a kitchen. That's good motivation too. Subhumans. I'd rather be locked in a prison so at least you can have a conversation.
And now, he has more time to dedicate himself to the gym and concentrate on his YouTube channel. It appears as though his sacking was a blessing in disguise. So, just like Hercules unleashing the beasts, Lenny unleashed his beast online. But whereas Hercules suffered for his mistake, Lenny has risen up and took more control of his life. I recommend you check out his YouTube channel, but I do not recommend you watch his porn video.
Disappointed!
Labor 9. Hercules must obtain the belt of Hippolyta. Lenny assembles the misfits. Hercules had to fetch the belt of Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons. He arrived in Themyscira, along with some heroes he had assembled to join him on this quest. Hercules was surprised to learn that the queen knew all about him and his exploits, and was so impressed that she handed over the belt willingly. But because of the goddess Hera meddling, it all went wrong, and a huge battle broke out. Hercules made it out with his life in the belt, but only because of the help of his friends. And as for Big Lenny, well, he wouldn't be where he is today without the help of his friends, the Del Rey Misfits. There are plenty members of the Misfits, but the most notable are Andrew the cameraman.
Some Lenny too. Look at fat fucking Lenny in the background lurking. Oh no. Hey Lenny.
Big Richard.
I don't want to fucking tear your throat out and shit down your neck. I'll fucking cut you up and dump you in the Everglades.
Knee Rap Nate.
Lenny in the weight room, incline benching, doing Nate reps. He's going, Nate! Is he really? Nate! I swear.
Is he doing full range of motion though?
No.
Alright, then they're not Nate reps.
Jason Genova.
Blaha. Jason Blaha's getting order 66. Blowho. Order 66, Jason Blowho.
Big Lenny, of course.
I went to a crack house in the early 90s. Not to smoke crack, but to fuck
sure,
crack.
Big J Masters.
All right, I gotta go poop.
Good morning to you too, Jay.
And Brad.
That's why I'm not fat enough. I mean, he was fatter than I was off season.
You're not fat enough?
No, I'm not eating enough.
Oh, Leonard.
I still have abs, I still have veins coming
You
out.
don't have fucking abs. That's a guts, man.
Brad, along with Andrew, seem to be the most normal of the group, but still have their weird, crazy side, of course. It's an unwritten rule that whoever joins the Misfits must be slightly crazy. Lenny gets on with everyone, it seems, but I particularly like his relationship with Jason Genova. Jason is perhaps the biggest member of the group, the most well-known, but he is always getting teased, made fun of by almost everyone in his life, including by the Misfits, but not by Lenny. Lenny is the only one who is always kind to him, always encouraging, and very protective.
You're getting that V taper coming out. Calves look freaky. This is just a taste. Look at that density. A taste of what you're gonna look like. Look at the forearms. Jeez. Are you kidding me?
Why do you keep complimenting this
calves
prick?
and
Oh my god.
That's right, Jason. You're no cookie cutter pansy quarterback.
And just like how the Queen was already aware of Hercules, the public, largely due to the Misfits, know who Lenny is. Because of them, he is a big name in the fitness industry. But he is seen as more of a sideshow attraction, a freak show, rather than a genuine star. Unlike our good old friend, Jason, non-negotiable Blaha, Lenny is living his best life, and it's all because of his weird group of friends.
That's right, Dale. Dale. Oh, let's get Dale, brother.
Yes, Lenny has his own YouTube channel that may be doing quite well, but it all started with the Del Rey Misfits channel. And just like Hercules, Lenny needs his group of heroes, even if they are all completely fucking nuts.
Come here, pretty boy.
My name is Jay Masters, and I've jacked off to tranny porn.
Labor 10. Hercules steals the cattle of Geryon. Lenny meets the giants. Hercules' 10th labor was to steal the cattle of the three-bodied giant, Geryon. Geryon was a terrifying figure. He had 3 bodies, 3 heads, and possibly 3 willies. Once Hercules arrived in Geryon's domain, he killed the 2-headed guard dog with his club, then killed the herdsman the same way. Hearing all the commotion, Geryon appeared, fighting Hercules and pushing him towards the river. Hercules pulled back his bow with such force, he shot a hydra poison arrow straight through one of Geryon's helmeted heads, killing the giant instantly. Hercules is not the only one to meet a mythical giant. Lenny has met his fair share as well. 3 in fact, much like the 3-headed giant. These are 3 separate giants. While at a fitness expo in Las Vegas with the Misfits, Lenny met the first of the legends, 4-time Mr. Olympia, and the man with legs Lenny would kill for, Mr. Jay Cutler.
You have a lot of people coming up to you here.
That's shocking. I'm really shocked at how it is. I don't know if it's good or bad, but what the hell?
That's all right. Anything's good, right?
One last thing. What do you think about that, Dale?
When Lenny met him, you could tell it was a privilege to meet a man who has risen to the top of Lenny's chosen sport. Lenny defeated this giant using his charm. The next legend Lenny met was former world's strongest man, and a man Lenny wishes he was as big as Mr. Brian Shaw.
What do you think about that, Dale?
As well as being a bodybuilder, Lenny likes to think of himself as a very strong man. And he is. But again, to meet a man who is the best in the world at something Lenny truly loves, must have been a great honor for him. And you can tell how happy Lenny is to meet him. It must be tiring standing there all day meeting fans and saying the same things over and over. But when Brian met Lenny, he seemed a little energized by meeting him. And thus, Lenny defeated this giant with the skill of pep, the sheer power of charisma. But the biggest legend Lenny met that day was a man Lenny has always referred to himself as.
Hey, I'm the Tom Platz of abs. Fucking pumped in my stomach. The Tom Platz of abs is so thick.
The legendary Tom Platz was a bodybuilder back in the 80s, and a man known to have the freakiest legs at that time. No one had legs like him then. It was even said that the first time Tom Platz appeared on a big stage, one of the judges dropped his pencil and said, "What the fuck is that?" A reaction Lenny wants from everyone he meets. Lenny was in awe of meeting this giant.
Tom Platz of abs.
I can't wait. I'm actually standing next to
Tom Platz.
I don't know what to say.
Just introduce yourselves. I'm the U of abs.
I can't believe it. All those magazine covers, those book covers.
Tom, my friend Lenny would love to meet
Big
you.
Lenny of Quads. Nice to meet you. How are you? Great. I remember the book Hardcore Bodybuilding on the cover.
Yes.
Freaky up in Pittsburgh, and then Flex Magazine, lots of stuff. Yeah, blow all these guys away, in my opinion.
Thank you very much for saying that.
How they call me the Tom Platz of abs, by the way. I don't even know that, but I'm the one, yeah, because it is. Yeah.
Good to see you.
An absolute honor, thank you.
Honor's mine, sir. You know? Never get too old for this business, you know?
And even though Lenny was dumbstruck at first, he won this battle with his respect for the man. Labor 11. Hercules steals the golden apples of Hesperides. Lenny loves golden showers. The 11th labor was to steal the golden apples from the garden of Hesperides. To do this, Hercules would take over from Atlas holding the heavens up, and Atlas would fetch the apples. Atlas being the father of Hesperides, so would have a much easier time in fetching the fruit. On returning, Atlas had decided he did not wish to hold the heavens anymore, and would just let Hercules keep doing it. Hercules said he understood, but would Atlas mind holding the heavens for just a moment, as Hercules could adjust his cape? As the heavens settled on Atlas's shoulders, Hercules picked up the apples and ran away, leaving poor Atlas to his fate. Big Lenny would never trick anyone the way Hercules did. We know he is far too honest for that, but just like Hercules needing the golden apples, Lenny needs his golden showers.
When were you planning on drinking that piss that was in the bathroom? The cup of piss.
I mean, it's only, you can't drink jizz and piss in the same session. I gotta do one or the other.
What did you end up drinking it or no?
I sipped it. Surprising how many girls I could come up to and say, hey, can I have a glass of piss?
What happened back here?
A little golden shower party.
Yes, Lenny loves piss. However, there are no health benefits from drinking it. It's purely for pleasure. In fact, if anything, it's bad for you. But Lenny often does things that are not good for him.
She took me out in the back and she actually shit on me. And it was a nice clean piece. Oh! All right, stop. You know, obviously I never use a condom in my life. I don't really believe in them. I had gonorrhea twice. I had crabs. Until one day I'm looking around and there was fucking maggots floating around in my pan. So I figure.
Did you clean it then or did you cook them?
I cleaned it then, yeah. I think I may have cooked them up and then I was eating the maggots. I actually had gonorrhea from oral sex. I said, let's get some ice cubes. We can put it, you can shove them in my ass. And try to fart on me again, come on. She goes, ugh.
Drinking piss does not seem so bad now. Hercules isn't this perfect hero that he sometimes gets made out to be by modern storytelling. And neither is Leonard. But at least Lenny is honest. Perhaps Lenny will one day stop doing such silly things and stop risking his health. Because if he didn't, and something bad happened to him, his fans' world would all come falling down. Atlas, or no Atlas. Labor 12. Hercules must bring back Cerberus. Aladdin saves Lenny. The 12th and final labor for Hercules was to capture the guardian of the gates of hell, the three-headed hound, Cerberus. Hercules came face to face with Hades, god of the underworld. Hades took a liking to Hercules and told him that if he could defeat Cerberus without weapons, he could take the three-headed hound. Hercules did in fact defeat the beast with his bare hands. Impressed, Hades stuck to his word and allowed Hercules to leave with Cerberus. Hades helped Hercules help himself, just like how Aladdin has helped Lenny help himself. Aladdin is not only a friend to Lenny, he is also a godsend for the gentle giant. Aladdin got Lenny out of his disgusting cave he used to live in and allowed him to move in with him.
Hey, nice place.
He's here. Welcome home, man.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
First day.
It's amazing. It's like going from rags to riches, as the cookie cutters might say.
My man.
What do you think about that, Dale?
And Aladdin has been helping Lenny get his health back to where it should be, and has made for a good workout partner. Who knows where Lenny would be today if it was not for the kindness of his friend. Lenny is extremely lucky to know someone so generous. Let's hope this arrangement continues, and Lenny continues to improve in all aspects of his life. And let's hope that Lenny is done with his labors, and it's all plain sailing from now on.
What is that?
That's the elevator.
Elevator?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You use that on leg day. So when you don't want to fucking walk anywhere, you use that on leg day.
Dale, chance of an elevator at this?
So, Hercules impressed his dad, found forgiveness, and was allowed in Olympus. But what about Lenny? Did he reconcile with his father? Did he ever impress him? Did he find forgiveness? And did he even need it in the first place? I think not. And I hope Lenny does too. He has come through each labor, forged his own path, not the one his father set out for him, or anyone else for that matter. And yes, I am sure some people will look at Lenny and just see a towering monster of a man, but in Lenny, I see freedom. Like Lenny says, if you are going to do something, then do it balls to the wall. Do it till you puke. Isn't that a great mantra to live by? And yes, his goal at the beginning may have been to impress his father, but slowly over time, hopefully, he has realized it's friendship. Just like Hercules and Jason in their quest for the Golden Fleece. But in this case it's not a magical MacGuffin they have to sail away to find. It's right here, and now, and it's real, and it's the friendship he has with the Del Rey Misfits. And hopefully, we have plenty more years left of Big Lenny.
You ain't seen nothing yet. What do you think about that, Dale?